I heard a fellow tell this story one time. This father had 10 children, and 8 of them he gave a very substantial allowance to, and 1 of them he gave a very small allowance to, and the one he gave none. Now, I'm not sure what his reasons were for that. Maybe he was sure that the one that he gave none to he wanted to see how well he'd do with none. He had confidence that he'd be fine with none. Maybe it was a test. But you can imagine how the father felt later when he was watching the children and he saw the 8 that had an abundant talent were pretty well oblivious to the one that had none. They were going about their lives and enjoying life. But imagine how he must have felt when he noticed that the one that he had given a very small allowance to was sharing his with the one that had none. How would that make you feel? First of all, you'd be terribly grieved by the 8. But you'd be incredibly pleased by the one that had shared half of his allowance with his little brother that had none. Can you imagine how that makes God feel when he looks at us and we are not compassionate toward those around us that have less or none or no opportunities? Most of us are pretty fortunate. It's not just about money either, it's about opportunities. A lot of us are born with a lot of opportunities in front of us. And there's people out there that are born with every disadvantage. And we know that's how God's going to judge us based on how we respond to that. That's what it says. I was naked and you clothed me not. I was sick and you didn't come visit me. So let's not drop the ball on that. Let's be that one that God is so pleased when he sees how we share with others.